How are you doing, Internet? I'm Beanuts. Welcome to Quarantine, the game where you try to cure whatever ails the world. Also a good opportunity to talk about COVID-19 and exactly what it is as we go through the game. I have played certain scenarios through enough to understand the game, how it works, and everything else. Of course, there's a short tutorial, although you don't play it all the way through, and then you have these official scenarios. So bacteria, and you have easy, medium, and hard. A new strain of antibiotic-resistant bacteria emerge. It spreads incredibly fast from city to city. Must act fast to prevent it from spreading over the whole world. There's an increased spread to uninfected cities, standard infection in infected cities, and standard mutation rate. A virus, such as COVID, and potential to be a global threat, mutates faster than we can sequence it. We need to find the cure. So you have to sequence the traits in order to find the cure. Standard spread, standard infection, increased mutation. A prion, similar to BSE, managed to infect several people around the world. Seems to have a hard time crossing city borders, but is extremely contagious. Standard spread to uninfected, increased infected cities, standard mutation. Ebola virus, based on the 2013 to 2016 Ebola epidemic that started in Western Africa, standard spread to uninfected cities, standard infection in infected cities, increased mutation rate. And finally, a fungus. Recent mutation in a once harmless fungus now leads to horrific symptoms in the local population. Seems to spread in few but huge outbreaks that infect thousands of people at once. Explosion-like spread in infection, standard mutation rate. I've played a few of these. Let's go with virus, since COVID-19 stands for coronavirus disease, 19 as in 2019. And considering our situation, I think it's appropriate to put it on hard. Win conditions, find the cure. Lose conditions, infection bar reaches maximum. We can start the leader and first operative that we use. This is one aspect in which quarantine is like the board game Pandemic. Everyone has different traits that they can use in order to help. A security leader, expert in quarantining cities and resolving riots. They start with enhanced technology to protect citizens from danger. So they'll have the starting body armor tech. A medic knows how to hinder the disease from spreading. The leader has all the tools needed to have a quick start in the direction of quarantine. Accelerated training, receive more XP from operations. Diplomacy. Skilled in negotiations with government and acquiring support from them. Have a head start raising influence and generating resources. +1 offices can be built. And science, focus mainly on finding the cure for the disease, has a strong start in gathering samples with the technologies and the operative that he starts with. Mutation inhibitor, disease requires more mutation points to mutate. When the disease mutates, it adds a trait and becomes more difficult to cure. However, in this game, your abilities are centered around your ability to raise funds. So I'm going to start off with the diplomat, mostly because if you run out of money, you can't do anything. So it will choose cities to start in, and then we can plop down the officer. And now we select the HQ location. It'll be somewhere close to an infection that's already started, and they're all at 2. This can spread to 3, this to 4, this to 5. So I'm going to start in Tokyo. If this fills up with red, then we lose. This shows when something will mutate. That's our money and how much we get per turn. We have 1 office and 0 cure traits. And we can build an office anywhere that's near somewhere that's infected or in an infected site. So I'm going to start by building an office here.
Mission complete.
And we have 10,000 remaining, but that's not enough to hire anyone. And here is our tech. Sure, let's go for that. So the research is free, but it takes a long time. If you want to take it to take less time, you have to hire more engineers. Likewise, if you want the disease traits research faster, sequence faster, then you have to hire more researchers. But you also need samples in order to research these. So our disease has autoimmune response, causes the infected's immune system to attack and damage healthy organs, and waterborne transmission. Meanwhile, COVID-19 has transmission from animals to humans. That's the first mutation that happened. And the second mutation is human to human. I guess you could say that it's waterborne too. I mean, you can transmit it from mucus and water from your cough. So if you sneeze on something, you cough on something, and touch the surface, then it can spread that way, which is why people are telling you not to touch your eyes, mouth, or nose and touch an object without washing your hands, because that way you would be able to spread it. And also, it's also hazardous for people with compromised immune systems, such as elderly, the very young, and those who have a history of being ill. So let's see how this spreads. And it's going to spread very quickly. You can already see this going up extremely quickly. It's at 12 already out of 50. So we've now got 30,000. Can I make an office here? Yes. Let's do that.
All clear.
And see if we can hire anyone. We can hire a quarantine specialist. Pop them in here. We don't have enough here to quarantine, so let's try a treat. If a city becomes infected 8 out of 8, then we can't do anything at all in it. So we want to go to Bogota as fast as possible, because that's going to get bad really fast. That's already at 4, I think. But we've run other things that we can do. So disease intensifies and spreads. We could build an office here, focusing on getting funds to do it like this, but
we're done here.
oh, I did quarantine by mistake. Oh, no, I did office. Okay. And we don't have enough for another operative yet. Oh, that's bad.
Urgent news from the field.
So there are also things that can happen, these incidences, and we have to choose how to respond. So COVID-20 has contaminated local water sources. We must decontaminate these sources and provide emergency water relief. We can either decontaminate, which has a 90% chance of success, and if it succeeds, then the infection goes down too, but it costs $5,000. If it fails, then the infection increases too. If we just analyze, we get a sample, but it's got a higher chance of failure. So we decontaminate. Okay. Can she go here? Yes. This might hurt, but it's better than letting it continue on that way. Oh yeah. That will most likely hurt her, but it won't kill her. And she can't build an office there.
Mission complete.
Huh, it didn't hurt her. But that city is probably going to go down pretty fast. Oh, we already have 5 offices. Okay. So in that case, what we can do from here is we can start quarantining. And quarantines will help to, if not stop the spread outright, then it will slow it down. So it's got 2 shields, So the disease will have to break through both shields first. So we don't need to build any more offices, but we do need someone who can do quarantine at this stage.
What's the plan?
Oh, we don't have enough for that, but we can treat.
Job done.
Of course, the red lines show everywhere where it can spread.
Some new tech is available.
Let's go down the tree. We only have 55,000 currently. Not enough funds for another engineer. We do have enough for a new researcher, but we don't have samples yet, so there's no point in that. Meanwhile, let's see.
You won't be disappointed.
Let's put her there, and then she can quarantine here.
Finished here.
And the good thing is that no one's gotten hurt yet. Quarantine this.
Piece of cake.
We can't quarantine again, but we can treat.
Barely made it.
He got hurt, so he'll have to heal. And treat here.
That'll leave a scar.
And she'll need to heal up as well. Unfortunately, we're left struggling to try to keep up.
New details have emerged.
So a large religious cult called the Children of Restoration is telling its members that COVID-20 was created by God to select his chosen few, and that getting infected is the only way to spiritual salvation and life after death. So we can either lobby to outlaw, which will cost 10,000, success rate of 85, or awareness campaign. This, even if it succeeds, will increase infection by 2. An awareness campaign, if it succeeds, will give a quarantine defense of 1. There we go. That did cost us, but in the long run it's probably better. So let's have her heal.
The work is finished.
And him as well. Because if we lose operatives, and I have lost operatives,
Done and done.
it costs money to replace them, and there's a limit to how many we can get. Quarantine this,
Operation is a success.
and that didn't hurt her, fortunately. Only got 1 left. And what we can do is we can quarantine here, even though it's not infected yet.
Another success.
And then that's defended. That's not good. It's just spreading more aggressively all over the place. I need more operatives. And it's about to mutate. So let's go into team, and we have someone who can treat more infections more quickly, which is what we need in Bogota.
Ready for assignment.
So I'm going to have him quarantine here.
Mission accomplished.
Piece of cake.
Let's have her quarantine this.
All too easy.
We still have room to play catch up, if only barely. Money for quarantines. But we can treat.
That was rough.
Oh, he's hurt again. And we have 1 more. So treat here.
Piece of cake.
And now it will mutate a third trait. I think.
The disease
Yeah.
is mutating faster
Pneumonia
than we can research.
reduces mutation threshold, causes the infected to suffer pneumonia and respiratory diseases. It's also a reason that COVID is so dangerous. It attacks the respiratory system. And another reason why it's dangerous is because of the 2 to 3 week incubation period, by which you can't really tell whether or not you're infected because you may not have a lot of the symptoms at first. Okay, we need to quarantine this again.
The work is finished.
And I could have her quarantine that. Just cause.
Mission complete.
He can't quarantine anything else. Quarantine this.
Made it, but barely.
She'll need to heal. And quarantine this.
Done.
Trying to hem it in. We haven't treated anything though, so we're going to have to watch out for that this turn. I'm not sure what governs whether or not something spreads to a new city,
A new technology has been developed.
but now we are in trouble. Oh, we can hire an engineer, but then we couldn't quarantine anything. Let's treat.
Finished here.
If we could quarantine everywhere, then there's no way that it would spread. Gonna take
The
a
job's finished.
bit of a chance and quarantine there. See if treating there will keep
Done
us
and done.
on. Treat here.
Done.
Oh, that cleared that one up. And treat here.
Just need it.
Oh, she got hurt. So we're just going to have to hope for the best, even though, yep, spreads to a new city like that, that goes up. Oh, that's bad.
Urgent news from the field.
Celebrity tweeted to her millions of followers that the conventional treatment that we use to slow the progress of COVID does not work. Instead, she suggests using healing crystals, conveniently providing a link to an online shop where these can be purchased. We can either investigate it, investigating the effectiveness, or denounce healing crystals. This has a 90% chance of success, but has no effect. Neither does that. It just costs 5,000 more. And it's successful. I would like her to go up to New York and quarantine that.
Done and done.
Okay, he leveled up. She can't really get anywhere. I'll have her treat that.
Finished here.
We have to try to prevent them from spreading to new cities. We can either do that by quarantining the new cities or quarantining the points of origin where things can spread.
Operation is a success.
Oh, and she needs to heal.
Mission complete.
Try to quarantine cities that can spread to new cities. Or maybe just quarantine Cairo? Oh, she's the last one. Let's try it. It's a risk.
Finished.
And we have 60,000 left over. Not enough for one of these by 5,000. Okay, let's see what happens. See, that infects over on the scale there what already happened. So it's not quite as bad. Still pretty bad though. Let's get an engineer. Oh, we don't really have that much room left though. This has a link down to Cairo.
Made it, but barely.
Yeah, that happens. Let's treat this.
That was intense.
And treat this.
Ouch.
They all seem to be getting hurt. No infection there. Let's keep her at least somewhat nearby. Treat here.
All too easy.
Okay, and that's all that we can do currently. That'll keep us in the game for a little bit longer.
Information just came in.
Bacteriologist faces trial after an animal rights group presses charges from allegedly injecting more than 200 healthy dogs with COVID. He claims he's been looking for a vaccine, none of his research is yielding any results yet, and all of his test subjects died. We can either bribe the judge, and we'll get a sample. We can threaten the plaintiff, and we would get a sample, or do nothing. He was kind of on his own, though. We could get a sample, but I don't feel like threatening the plaintiff. Unfortunate but expected outcome. Okay, we're still in danger over here. Gotta have her heal up.
Another success.
As well as this guy. Wait, what's the risk if he quarantines? 14%. He probably has enough health for that, just barely. So let's do quarantine there.
Done and done.
And he wasn't even injured. I could get a sample there, but I feel like we're more in danger. So I'm going to treat here.
Operation is a success.
Still at 2 over there. She should re-quarantine this.
No problem.
How are we on over here? Oh, not enough funds anymore. But we did need to do that. We should try to get this under control, I think. Go for it.
All clear.
Alright, she wasn't hurt. Alright, that's all we can do on this turn. Oh, that's pretty bad. Almost lost that city entirely.
The pathogen has mutated.
Again, increases probability of a situation.
Technology research complete.
It's got 4 1, 2, yeah, 4 traits now. And we have 0 samples. Improved fundraising. Now we could go along this or along this. It's more like when we're ready to cure it. Let's hire an engineer. Try to get that more quickly. This will most likely hurt, but I'm trying to keep that city. Need to quarantine this, which means she doesn't treat anyone. This isn't quarantined anymore.
Done and done.
Any other links that we need to seal off? No, then we can treat 2. She has more than 6, I think.
All too easy.
She can help here.
Easy.
Or he can. Okay. Things more or less under control. Because people are staying at home, sort of. Oh, that's bad. Again. Yeah, he can move that far. Re-quarantine this.
A little too intense.
He can get over here.
No problem.
She can get here.
Finished here.
Treat here.
Operation is a success.
And treat here. Hopefully it'll level up soon. If not, I'll just have to heal
Finished
her.
here.
I don't like being in that much danger. Oh, Berlin is in bad shape. Another situation.
Urgent news from the field.
We're making a statement. Oh, I don't have samples. Sorry, dude. We apologize and tell the official we cannot afford to give preferential treatments. He expresses his disappointment, but says he understands.
Some new tech is available.
Now these things are going to start coming in faster because we have the money. But we definitely need him to heal up.
Job done.
Only by 4? Oh, that's enough to keep him in. So where are we in trouble? These two are over there, they're over here. She needs to quarantine this.
The job's finished.
Treat this.
All clear.
Since she does 3. Treat this.
Finished.
You can treat Berlin.
Mission complete.
And that's all of our operatives. Okay, intern. That broke quarantine.
We finished a new technology.
Improved first aid so we can heal fully. Maybe it's time to get some samples. We have more than enough money for things. The infection there is 0, but it could be trouble. So we'll
Operation is a
quarantine that.
success.
Let's go ahead and quarantine that.
Keeping me on my toes.
Ooh, she needs a heal up. Quarantine here.
Done and done.
You can quarantine here.
We're done here.
Yes, we are. Oh wait, someone is still available? Let's heal him.
Success.
Ooh, bad shape there.
been a situation.
Pharma company scam. The Phantom Pharmaceutical Company has begun selling Carladrol, a drug advertised completely accurate. Since it's not government approved, pharmacies are selling it under the counter. The cost is exorbitant and there's no proof that it works. Let's do a crackdown. At least if it fails, then nothing else will happen. There we go. This choice may have future consequences, but the situation is under control.
Has been developed.
We're well on our way over here. Okay, let's get over to the lab and hire another researcher. It's going to mutate again. Fortunately, she goes right up to full. Quarantine this.
Operation is a success.
Quarantine this.
No problem.
We've got 2 left. Re-quarantine this.
The work is finished.
May as well be here. Treat.
Success.
That's all of our lives.
The pathogen is mutating before our eyes.
Again, Birdborn.
We finished a new technology.
So now we can get to the mutation inhibitor. This part is almost useless except for boosting quarantine strength. Let's get the last one there. And we can start working on getting samples as well. Let's let her stay in the area and get a sample.
Piece of cake. Took a few knocks.
Ooh. Quarantine this.
Operation complete.
Treat this.
Success.
Actually, treat this one since it's higher.
Operation is a success.
Notice the color change too. I'm trying not to lose anything.
Field report.
We have a problem. COVID-20 can reactivate infection in healthy bodies. We need to double down on treatment and monitoring. We can isolate and monitor. We can advise medical screening. Or we can analyze. Let's isolate and monitor. Successful. Won't be spreading further from these subjects.
Some new tech is available.
Mutation inhibitor should slow it down a bit. We've got full researchers. We just need samples. Let's move her over here. Get a sample.
Another success.
Okay, anyone in danger? Doesn't look like anyone is actually in danger of dying, which is good. Can re-quarantine here.
Done.
Quarantine here.
Finished.
I'm trying to get Berlin. Quarantine here.
Operation is a success.
And quarantine the last one.
Piece of cake.
That should slow it down markedly. Okay. Only got 2 samples, but at least we have those. Yep. Breaking quarantine all over the place.
Our technology has made progress.
collection. You've only got 2 samples. That needs 5, 4, 7, 5, and 4. So we need a lot of samples.
Another success.
Let's see, who can reach over here? Perfect.
Easy.
And he leveled up. Can't reach there, but she can.
Finished here.
And treat.
Made it, but barely.
Ooh, she needs a heal. Oh, who's still up? Let's treat that.
In the bag.
This one definitely mutates quickly. Oh, that's a lot of sites that are
New details have emerged.
autoimmune syndrome. The infected are suffering various health problems caused by their antibodies getting out of control and killing healthy souls. You can inject an anticoagulant, which has a 100% chance, isolate and monitor, analyze or do nothing. Why wouldn't we reduce infection? It's just the costs.
A new technology is available for use.
Bulk sample collection. Cities treated to 0 cannot be reinfected via disease intensify. No, just the other thing. We need to re-quarantine here.
Operation complete.
She probably doesn't have enough to survive, but she's the only one close to there. We can take a couple hits.
The
But
job.
if she takes more of a hit, then she won't be able to. That's not actually infected. I think there's that. Well, let's re-quarantine that
Mission complete.
and get some more samples.
Operation is a success.
We have 3, total of 5. There is something that's just 5. That's pneumonia. Word-borne transmission. Autoimmune response. Waterborne viral latency. Let's go after this one. And we'll take 2 turns. We still have him. Where can he get to? Let's get more samples.
That wasn't easy.
Oof. But he's still in decent shape, I think. Whoop. Freaking
A
quarantine all
new
over.
technology is complete.
Got disinfect. So now we can go after this. Lab already working on one thing, can't work on another. He can get to New York.
No problem.
She can get there.
Finished here.
Everyone's in decent enough shape. Oh, she can't get into any of those cities. Let's just have her treat this.
Piece of cake.
Quarantine this.
Easy.
Only one infected city not quarantined. Oh, she's still available. Actually go over here, I think it'd be more useful, and get some more samples.
Finished here.
We got crazy money and not much to spend it on. Apart from quarantining.
We've made progress in the lab.
Excellent.
Some new tech is available.
And we've got 6. Waterborne transmission, viral latency. We need one more. Pneumonia. Or birdborne. Can hang on to that for a bit. We need to quarantine a bunch of places again. Still in good enough shape.
Finished.
Operation is a success. We're done here.
Every time we do this, we can slow them down a bit. He'll need to heal up. Get some samples.
All too easy.
And now go back into the lab and get viral latency.
A new technology is available.
That's
for
not
use.
too bad. The other time, these operatives cannot receive damage in quarantine cities. That's gonna be good. Oh, it's going to mutate again. Plus 6 mutation points next turn, will mutate next turn. When the bar is full, the disease will mutate and spawn another trait. 5 base mutation points per turn, 1 extra mutation for global infection. Get us some samples.
Finished here.
Let's see. He needs to heal up.
Operation complete.
She can quarantine this one.
Operation is a success.
She can quarantine this one.
We're done here.
Finished.
And end the turn. That's just one shield. It's still okay. And less okay.
A mutation has resulted in a new trait.
Viral hemorrhagic fever.
We know more about the pathogen. Our technology has made progress.
This trait causes the infected to suffer life-threatening high fevers coupled with internal bleeding. We have enough for that. Let's see, this one requires 4, this one requires 4, and this one requires 5. Gonna need her to do some quarantining.
Piece of cake.
Oh, no one can get there. Oh, she can.
Operation is a success.
How's everyone's health? Let's have him quarantine this.
Easy.
She can do some treating.
The job's finished.
And he can get some samples. Just not there. Because it's clean, it's sanitized.
Mission accomplished.
Alright, see what you got.
We finished a new technology.
Your quarantines have 1 health. Ah, that's all the tech. This will take 1 more turn. Oh. She there.
Finished. That got hairy.
Not as hairy as it could be, though.
All too easy.
You can get us some samples.
The job's finished.
And you can get us some samples.
Piece of cake.
So how many do we have and how many do we need? We have 9. We need 4 more samples and that's it. Oh, and time. Lots and
Our
lots of time.
researchers have some news.
We can do bird-borne transmission, pneumonia, or waterborne. Who can get there?
Success.
You cannot get there. Neither can you. We're in trouble. Go to Istanbul and take some samples.
All too easy.
You can treat.
Done and done.
Get some samples.
Finished here.
Treat.
Another success.
And enter. Oh, bad. So many broken quarantine.
This needs your attention.
COVID has contaminated local water sources. We must contaminate and provide emergency water. Either decontaminate or analyze. Why would we not decontaminate? Manage to get a grip on the situation. We have the funds for it anyway. Now we in trouble here. She can get all the way up there and quarantine.
All clear.
No problem.
Quarantining is unfortunately a better response. Whoa. That's a definite heal up required.
Job done.
Can she get there? No. Oh, can treat that.
Mission complete.
How can we still treat that? Oh. See if that cleans it
All
up.
too easy.
Oh, it's spreading again. More cities than we have operatives. Waterborne, which will take 2 turns, or birdborne, which will take 2 turns. Water. Since that was an issue earlier. And don't want to move her out of there just in case infection spreads in that area. Quarantine. Since
Operation
you're back in
complete.
business. Quarantine here.
That was intense.
Quarantine
Done and
is
done.
the name of the game. Ah, we can get everything back under control.
Another success.
Huh. I guess that's completely cured then. Treat here.
Operation is a success.
And turn 29. Been gone on a while. And disease can't mutate anymore. That's interesting. She can treat.
Another success.
I think those places are completely clean now. Quarantine here.
Easy.
Oh, and the others can just treat.
Mission accomplished.
All too easy.
Who's left? Her.
Piece of cake.
Okay. We got
know
this
more
thing
about the
lit.
pathogen.
2 more turns, and we're done. Can't do anything there. Can't do anything there. Neither can the disease. Line is clear. That's clear. Let's go up here. Just move. You can re-quarantine this.
Done.
Treat this.
Success.
You go ahead and treat Cairo.
We're done here.
And that one's done. So move up to Delhi.
Operation is a success.
And since they can't take damage in quarantine cities, and all we have is quarantine cities that are infected, I think we're good. This disease's days are numbered. Oh, one broke quarantine, but only one. She can't get there? May as well quarantine that.
Piece of cake.
No problem.
Finished here.
In the bag.
This one, yeah, that's clear. Treat.
Piece of cake.
And that's all for that one. We've only got one loose end there.
Exemplary work, Director. Congratulations.
But we got the cure. Let's see that summary. This is our funds. This is the global infection. Virus on hard, 32 turns. 5 operatives hired, 0 lost. $1.17 million spent on it. Cure research to 100%. And tech research fully 16. You can see at first our money was pretty low and we were using as much as we had, and then it started to grow as we got less to spend on, putting down more offices and quarantine. And at the same time, look at the way this infection spikes at the beginning. It goes up as it spreads to multiple different cities. And then we started to head them off with quarantines, treating to keep it from going all the way so we didn't lose. But I prioritized quarantine over treatment because that way there would be less spread. It had to break quarantine before it could spread. And then we started treating and getting our samples for the cure. And treating until we got down to there again. So where we ended up at 280,000 is almost the same level over here, way back on turn 2 or 3. So before we cured the virus, we got it down to that far, and we would have stamped it out if it had been able to mutate again, but we stopped it from being able to mutate. Well, pretty simplified situation though, but I think that kind of thing is exactly what needs to be done with COVID-19. We need to research its traits so that we can effectively cure them and treat them and cure people and quarantine so that people don't get infected. But we don't have what we need to treat people. We don't have a lot of what we need to keep the infection rate from spreading and increasing. And people break quarantine not treating this all too seriously. And also, you have businesses and governments that need to make money. Money's pretty important. But you can't make money if you're dead, and you can't take money with you if you're dead. And you can't take anything with you if you're not there anymore. And it's not just you at risk, it's other people too. It's your friends, your family, your entire circle. There are people who are more vulnerable than others. And unfortunately, the governments didn't react to the initial outbreak. The first people to come down with symptoms and spread them aggressively. And they should have reacted aggressively, and they should have provided enough support that people in business wouldn't have to worry about money. They just stay in isolation until the incubation period is over and the infection period is over, at the very least, which would take 2 or 3 months. Well, we need a vaccine, which is the core of this game, is to come up with a cure by countering the different traits, which means you need to take samples and examine them and run them through tests. But it's not an easy thing. We don't have enough of the technology to do that, and we're diverting a lot of our resources to trying to contain everything. In a way, throwing money at the problem is part of the solution, but it's not the whole solution. We have to cooperate. Parts of China are already back online, even if they're not doing business with countries outside of itself. It's still a serious threat, and it's one that's spread across the world. Quarantine is just one aspect of this thing. Also need to go after all the aspects of the symptoms, its transmission vectors. Like I said earlier, it had a mutation to go from animal to human and then human to human. And these things can mutate very quickly as well. And we can't stop it from mutating the way we can in this game. We can't always do it completely. There's no cure for the common cold, which is another type of coronavirus, as are flus. The difference, the reason why this is so much more severe and intense than those kinds of things is that because it wasn't in humans before, we suffer from it so much more intensely. We have no immunity, we have no resistance to it, so it spreads to us and we fall down to it hard. A lot of people died from this. A lot of people. But not everyone. Some people recover. And their immune systems may produce some antibodies that can help them fight it. But other people? Why take the chance? Why take the chance that they would develop something worse or even pass away? I don't know about you, but I'm not willing to take that chance with the people around me. So, social distance, quarantine, be very, very careful about how you handle things. Sanitize, wash your hands, 20 seconds, and happy birthday twice or whatever you need to do. And in time, this will go away, and things may not go back to the way they were. I can imagine entire industries having been choked off by there not being people to consume what they're putting out, and they'll reevaluate how they run things, which is smart because the world as it is nothing like the way it was before. And the world the way it's going to be, once this is all over, is again going to be a different beast, but hopefully it will be a better one. So I hope you enjoyed this video, found it informative, entertaining, and everything else. You can, of course, leave a like, comment below what you thought, subscribe, ring the bell, and everything else you do in order to show your support for me and my channel and everything that I do over here. A lot of views for my videos do not come from subscribers, so if you would like to subscribe, I would also appreciate that. It might convince YouTube to push out my content a bit more. I have videos that aren't being seen, but thank you again for watching this video. Until the next video, please do stay safe, stay healthy, and be excellent to one another. Thanks again, see you next time. Bye bye.